Dramatic reenactments of real people's lives have been popular since the dawn of theater. It's almost a rite of passage as a famous person to have a great biopic made about your time on this earth or the legacy you've left behind. However, over the years, the quality of these retellings have been questionable. With the direct-to-TV movies booming, followed by the massive surge in streaming services, biopics can be a real hit or miss nowadays because anyone can make them. Kind of a quantity over quality situation, or even sometimes seeming like a race on who can release their movie on a certain person first. In the last video, we talked about the biopic series Wu-Tang: The American Saga. I just want to thank you guys so much for showing that video some support, by the way. All of your opinions and discussions are always welcome in the comments. But today we're going to be talking about questionable casting in biopic movies. Whether it was the test from fans or just a flat out odd choice recognized by the majority, these actors stood out for playing these roles and not in a good way. Just recently it was revealed that Julia Roberts was going to play Harriet Tubman in a 90s biopic. No one is gonna know the difference, the studio executive said allegedly. Were they sober in that studio? Because, yeah. We're gonna start off with Lindsay Lohan as Elizabeth Taylor. Liz and Dick is a 2012 Lifetime made-for-television biographical film showing the relationship of Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
I never knew a man could be so strong.
Lindsay Lohan played Taylor and Grant Bowler starred as Burton. Producer Larry Thompson stated that it would be a quote-unquote very serious casting process for the film. He had in mind a few actresses to play the part of Liz: Megan Fox, Lindsay Lohan, Olivia Wilde, and Kate Beckinsale. Lindsay and Megan were considered the two strongest contenders for the lead of Taylor. Lindsay was ultimately given the role on April 23, 2012. Rob Chernow, Lifetime's Executive Vice President of Programming, stated, "We are thrilled Lindsay will portray beloved Hollywood legend Elizabeth Taylor. She is one of the rare actresses who possesses the talent, beauty, and intrigue to capture the spirit of such a provocative icon." The film premiered on Lifetime on November 25th, 2012. Even though the movie became the fourth most watched film that aired on the channel that year, ratings were lower than expected. Reviews included an epic of pathetic miscasting. The performances range from barely adequate to terrible. That would be Bowler in the barely adequate slot and Lohan, well, in the other one. The film could end Lohan's acting career. Lohan's performance in Liz and Dick, spectacularly bad. Half train wreck, half SNL skit.
Sorry, but it's as simple as that. I can't.
Entertainment Weekly even mocked Lohan's frozen face and blank stare. That's pretty rough. This one especially confused me. Nina is a biographical film written and directed by Cynthia Moore and was released on select streaming services in 2016. The film was based on the life of the legendary musician and civil rights activist Nina Simone.
To me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people. I mean that in every sense. Outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture that is surpassed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it.
In May of 2010, it was announced that Mary J. Blige had actually been cast to play Nina. However, in August of 2012, it was announced that Zoe Saldana had been cast to replace Blige as Simone. And when I heard about this casting choice, I had to make sure I read that correctly. Usually in biopics, actors are cast by not only their talent, but their likeness to the real people being portrayed. For example, Andre 3000 is Jimi Hendrix. Amazing. So this was an odd casting choice for a lot of people. Nina Simone was a dark-skinned woman with a tight fro and strong facial African features. Simone Kelly, Nina's daughter, stated, "My mom was raised at a time when she was told her nose was too wide, her skin was too dark. Appearance-wise, this is not the best choice." Zoe Saldana is a light-skinned woman with loose hair, and lots of things had to be done to Zoe for her to resemble Nina. She was painted in dark makeup, a prosthetic nose had been added to her face, and she had to wear false teeth as well. The end result was very off-putting to a lot of people, and Yeah, you probably guessed this correctly. All of that stuff made her look nothing like Nina. Another actor simply could have just been cast. However, I, like many others, still gave it a watch to see if the performance would make up for the foolery. I really am a big fan of Nina Simone, and I was interested in the storyline. The movie was released on April 22nd, 2016.
Will you get some champagne and bring it upstairs?
I brought you some food and your medication.
I didn't ask for any of that.
I thought it wasn't that good personally. After the film's trailer had circulated, Simone's estate tweeted at Saldana saying, "Please take Nina's name out of your mouth for the rest of your life. Hopefully people begin to understand this is painful, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, nauseating, soul-crushing. It shall pass, but for now." Saldana had no comment. All Eyes on Me was released in 2017. The film stars Demetrius Shipp Jr. as the lead role of Tupac Shakur. The movie itself was an unofficial sequel to the very successful Straight Outta Compton. The biopic was to show the rapper's entire life from his beginning in East Harlem to becoming the legend we all know today. Demetrius definitely had the similarity in looks to play the part of Tupac. This wasn't the issue with fans. Glenn Kenny of New York Times gave the film a negative review saying, "Almost all the dialogue is that flat-footed. It's a stark contrast to the almost always vivid power of Shakur's own words, which could be profoundly apathetic and pettily profane." Owen Gleiberman of Variety wrote, "Comprehensive but sketchy, richly atmospheric but often under-dramatized. It is not, in the end, a very good movie. There are a few scenes like Tupac's initial meeting with Ted Field of Interscope Records that are embarrassingly bad."
God damn. Dad, is this you? Hell yeah, nigga. This shit knocking like a motherfucker, boy.
You already know this that gangster party, cuz.
Hey, nigga, nah, the gangster party was in the hallway. Nigga getting fucked up. For real.
Say you got your chain. Welcome to the family, Pop.
In his defense, Shipp was a newcomer when he took on this role. A lot of fans criticized this and felt as if a more experienced actor should have been cast for such a legendary part. Jada Pinkett Smith also stated that the biopic itself contained tons of inaccuracies. Even though she didn't agree with the writers, she held no ill will toward the casting. 50 Cent, however, wrote on his Instagram, "Man, I watched the Tupac film, that was some BS. Catch that S on a fire stick, trust me, LOL, SMH, trash." I've personally never seen the movie. I've seen Straight Outta Compton, but I've never seen All Eyes on Me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was swayed by the bad reviews to, have a pass on this movie. Let me know in the comments if it's actually worth the watch or if the bad press is granted. The Brittany Murphy Story is a 2014 Lifetime biopic about the life and death of Brittany Murphy.
Hi! Oh my god. You're my new nanny? Hi, Lorraine. It's Ray. Nobody calls me Lorraine. Okay, Ray. I'm Molly.
Last Man Standing's Amanda Fuller was cast for the role of the late actress. The movie was completely unauthorized and only took 16 days to shoot. And it shows. Many considered the film offensive due to it being released less than 5 years after Murphy's passing. Also, many of the scenes were very tasteless and dramatized beyond ethical boundaries. Tons of fans complained that Amanda looked nothing like the Hollywood star. Another massive complaint was in regards to the wigs on set. The majority of people thought they were awful and made the film even more low budget looking, even for a straight-to-TV movie. Her death scene is what ultimately put the nail in the coffin.
As you know, some have said that it was drug-related.
Sweetie, we need to call the doctor.
No, they will call me a junkie again.
Brittany, I have some tea for you. Oh my god, Simon!
Hey, Simon, what killed Brittany?
You did. You all killed her.
Fans raged on how much research wasn't done when it came to the cause of death. Brittany's cause of death was pneumonia, yet the film shows her dramatically coughing and choking and flailing around, refusing to go to the hospital for fear of paparazzi. What? I'm convinced anyone who would have played this role would have been ridiculed based on the script alone. Aaliyah, the Princess of R&B is a made-for-TV movie that a lot of people don't really know about. The biopic was released on Lifetime on November 15th, 2014. Right off the bat, the film was criticized due to Aaliyah's family's disapproval of Lifetime's choice to create the film. But in good old Lifetime movie fashion, they ignored the heat and went forward with the movie production. Barry and Jomo Hankerson, Aaliyah's uncle and cousin, own the masters to Aaliyah's recordings. This is no secret. A lot of people run into issues when they want to play Aaliyah's music because of this, or they cannot stream Aaliyah's music because of this. Since they prohibited Lifetime access to that material like they usually do with others, the network had to record covers for the songs to be used in the biopic. Fans hated these covers that they played in the movie. Initially, Zendaya was to be cast as the lead role of Aaliyah. Like Zoe Saldana and Nina, this was met with similar criticism. Some felt that Zendaya did not resemble Aaliyah, specifically her skin tone. I personally don't think their skin tone is that far off to the point where it would result in a double take. But I will admit that Zendaya does not look similar enough to Aaliyah. The actress dropped out of the project and the role went to Alexandra Shipp. Zendaya stated, "The main reason I left is that the production value wasn't there. There were complications with music rights and I just felt like it wasn't being handled delicately considering the situation." I'm pretty sure, just assuming here, that the situation she was referencing to was the lack of respect in regards to Aaliyah's camp. Drawing in 3.2 million at its premiere, Aaliyah, the Princess of R&B was the second highest rated television film of 2014, despite the movie's overwhelmingly negative reviews. The movie was being mocked on all throughout social media using hashtags such as Lifetime Biopics and hashtag Lifetime Be Like. A lot of fans felt that Shipp was miscasted as Aaliyah. Tons went on about the stale acting. Critics say they could tell Shipp was not confident playing the role. The movie really created a conversation online about poor biopic casting as a whole, and many created memes of the extreme miscastings because of it. There's bound to be a hit or miss when it comes to these biopics. I mean, especially when it comes to pleasing the already existing cult following that awaits its release. Taking on the responsibility of properly representing legendary people is not easy. The best biographical films happen when people producing the movie are also in that cult following, or better yet, let the person who the film is about be involved. If they're deceased, get their camp involved, and don't pull a Lifetime. Do you agree with these casting choices, or do you think they were poor decisions? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Bye!